I love lasagna, maybe my favorite food. Carbs on top of carbs on top of cheese on top of meat. And you know what else I love? Cats. I have 3 of them, in fact, and so naturally I fell in love with the Garfield comic strips and cartoon series when I was but a wee lad. Created by Jim Davis in the 1970s, Garfield the Lazy Orange Cat and John Arbuckle won the hearts of children and adults around the world. Oh yeah, and we can't forget Odie. It's amazing that this series has now lasted 44 years, and while I'll admit I've not followed any of Garfield's more recent adventures, he's no stranger to the world of video games. Heck, we've had Garfield games going back to the Atari days, and he's even been known to dabble in the kart racing scene on more than one occasion. And now, we have a Garfield Mario Party style game? That's right, Garfield Lasagna Party is just that. Featuring 32 mini-games and 4 playable characters, you'll choose either Garfield, Odie, Arlene, or Nermal and go head-to-head across a digital game board on a quest to collect the most lasagna. The rules are pretty simple. Roll dice, circle around the board, and take part in different mini-games in hopes of earning more lasagna than your opponents. The game can be enjoyed with up to 4 local players, and you can also choose between a variety of different durations with a short game lasting maybe 30 minutes or so across 10 turns. Lasagna Party is not layered with rules, but you can earn and purchase items that will potentially hinder your opponent's progress, or help yours. These range from banana peels that will steal numbers off of competitors' dice, to a dead fish that will allow you to roll again. You may also come across event cards that can both help and hinder you. As gameplay continues, you may come to a fork in the road every now and then, but unlike Mario Party, you aren't heading towards a star, so your choices will more or less come down to which direction is going to have you land on a safer spot. You can view the map and even zoom in and out, which is somewhat helpful in deciding. And that's pretty much all there is to this one. The minigames themselves are fairly mediocre. You might have to mash certain buttons in order to eat the most meat, or toss snowballs at your opponents. None of these games were as bad as a Monday, but I did feel like they went on a bit long at times and lacked in some of the creativity we've seen out of the Mario Party minigames over the last few years. You also can't practice these games beforehand, and while most of these games aren't rocket science, a younger audience, which is the primary target audience here, might be a bit confused until they play these minigames a few times. While Lasagna Party feels like a competent Mario Party clone in terms of its core gameplay, the disappointment comes in the lack of boards. You'll traverse the same board every single time you play, and you aren't given much incentive to play again either. No unlockable boards or characters, just the same 32 minigames across the same map with the same 4 animals. The game does offer 2 other modes, a lasagna challenge where you randomly select between the minigames without the board game element, and then a lasagna world tour. The World Tour mode is kind of the same minigames again, but broken up into rounds. These modes come off as really quite redundant and felt like unnecessary padding, kind of like adding a layer of air to your lasagna. It seems strange that the developers don't let you carry over collected lasagna to unlock at the least some cool art or something. Garfield has such a great history, why not showcase some of it? Instead, when we completed a 4-player round, all we got was booted back to the title screen. It's a shame because Garfield Lasagna Party does a pretty nice job of capturing the look of the series. It's bright and colorful, character models look halfway decent, and the backdrops for many of the minigames are fun callbacks to the history of Garfield. Familiar sets will conjure nostalgia, and while I wouldn't say the game is amazing to look at, it's charming enough. But that said, nothing about the sound design stood out to me or captured the same essence of the Garfield franchise. Dull compositions and sound effects serve the purpose, but don't feel as zany and fun as they could have. It's also unfortunate that while I was able to play at a locked 170 frames per second at 1440p, the game did hardlock on me and stuttered quite a few times as well, threatening to hardlock again. There's nothing graphically demanding about this title per se, so this is something that will need to be addressed in a patch, and hopefully will be by the time you play if you decide to. In the end, with a bit more time in the oven, I felt like Garfield Lasagna Party could have been a really great Mario Party clone. Instead, it comes off more like a cash grab that doesn't have enough content to sustain itself. With mediocre minigames, a lack of boards, and only 4 characters to choose between, it's hard to recommend this one over even an older Mario Party game. Unless you have to own everything related to Garfield, I'd advise steering clear of this one. Sorry to be a wet noodle.